to be able to address the challenges facing the distribution sector. But here we would like to get more detailed inputs from the practitioners themselves.
The CEO of the Retail Trade Association of Kenya, which is a business membership organization for the retail sector within Kenya. Part of the challenges we see are mainly, our greatest challenge remains regulatory, that has then led to limitations to how much trading we can do with each other. I know there's been an attempt by EAC to harmonize the different regulatory systems that exist within the 8 countries, as you are reminded. However, we have also internal things that then also fight the larger picture. So, for example, if I use Kenya, we have challenges that emanate from our constitution that has then created counties, and then within those counties they have their own regulations and rules and levies, which add up to the bigger picture of the limitations of trade within a country, and that requires also to be looked at as we go towards the border. Over and above the regulatory, then we have standards, aligning the standards of the 3 countries. And I'll give you a good example. For example, we have, because it's at the top of my mind right now, we have the issue of food safety and food insecurity, and looking to see how we can encourage more redistribution of existing food. The standards of EAC do not align with local standards, which creates even in terms of manufacturing, a conflict in enabling that the product that is manufactured in Kenya is easily able to move into the other areas, or vice versa. The other thing is obviously skill. We've had challenges with skills, we have challenges with the logistics, especially last mile, in terms of movement of goods, status of the roads, that then limits the rail station, for example, would be an excellent thing if carried right across, so that we are able to move more efficiently. I guess the challenges should be looked at as opportunities, and interestingly enough, if we look at the EU and the departure of Britain from it, you would realize that even they had issues with the borders. And I know I had an example of how goods used to take 1 day to go into Britain. But when they left, it now takes 4 days because of the border. The border creates a delay in the movement of goods. So if we can work at the regulations, if we can work at the NTBs to ensure that we remove that, we would create a cohesive working EAC that, in my view, would lead to greater actualization of the African Free Trade Continent. So if we are not able to do EAC, and we have EAC, we have SADC, we have COMESA. We have too many trading blocks, and how are we then going to achieve the larger one if the small ones still have a challenge? But I know it is growing, and our prayer is that we can work again together to ensure that it doesn't go before. One of the challenges we have in our area is lack of data. Yeah, so we know we are losing. We know we have the challenge of counterfeit and illegal goods. However, we are not, individual companies can quantify that, but as a region, I don't think we've been able to collect that data to be able to say this is how much we're losing. I know for a fact we haven't reached, and I'll give you another good example. BAT in South Africa is challenged by illicit tobacco to, I think, a figure of 76%. So really they could very easily close because everyone is smoking. So we don't want to get there. And I think the way to overcome that is, one, getting our data in place so that when we are fighting it, we see the volume end. One of the things we realize as private sector is government reacts to volume and value. So if as private sector we can be able to collate this data and be able to translate it into a value, maybe the political will to fight it will